icy girl is here.
Hey, girl.
Wait, okay, so Saweetie and the City, how's this going? I saw the video. I saw the Carrie Bradshaw energy. I love it. So how
Thank
is
you.
it? How's it going?
It's good. I was just telling a couple of New Yorkers today that you guys are spoiled.
What?
There's just so much to do. It's a playground out here. I think
it is.
I think it's my time to relocate.
I can see you here. I think it should happen. You want to know what's so funny that you say that? I just had G-Eazy on a show, and he talked about how he moved here. He lives here now.
Does he like it?
He loves it.
See,
I think it's time. Saweetie in the City needs to happen officially.
That's Saweetie in the City. I would love that. I would love that.
I think it's a lot going on. There's always something to do. There's beautiful culture and
the food.
And the food. Yes.
And the food.
And you're a foodie, so of course this is like the perfect place for you.
And I love that you guys have like an unlimited amount of like seafood restaurants.
It's amazing. And maybe I'm biased. New York City is the greatest city in the world. That's just me. At least in the country, for sure.
Over any overseas city?
I need to travel more.
Okay.
You know what that means? We need to do very rich activities.
We need
that trip.
I agree.
Yeah, right? Where do you like when you've traveled?
I love Paris. Paris just feels like love. And not love just like, in a romantic way, but just seeing families on the street, seeing friends take a walk, seeing people have dinner outside. I feel like there's a lot of communities out there, and that's what I love about it. So I would say that city.
Yeah, Paris, really over everywhere else that you've traveled. And you've traveled the world.
Because what I like about Paris is it can feel like a vacation, but you can still get work done. And that's what I like about it. Because I can never take a real vacation. Every time I do go somewhere, I'm checking up on my team, like, y'all got anything for me?
Yeah.
So I feel like Paris is one of those cities where you could vacation, but still, get some work done.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so did you watch Sex and the City? Have you watched it?
I watched some episodes.
Some of it.
Like when it would come on, I'd like watch the episode, but I need to like rewatch it.
Absolutely, for sure. Okay, so out of all the characters, from what you do know, is there a character that you connect with the most? There's Carrie, there's Samantha, there's Miranda, and there's Charlotte.
Well, according to some people who saw the video, they was like, you a little bit of Samantha and a little bit of Carrie.
Ooh.
I don't know what that means yet, so I gotta watch the show.
When you do, let me know your thoughts on that.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Carrie, I could see a little bit of that. She's very creative. She's a writer. Yeah. She's a hopeless romantic. And, Samantha lives her life. She's bold. She's confident. She's just herself, and very unapologetic. So it's a combo. I'm not mad at that.
Okay.
What about you?
What about you?
I think I'm a combination. I think before I would fall under, I think I'm a little bit of everybody. I think Carrie, because I think like I was delusional at times about being a hopeless romantic. I think Charlotte at times because, she's all about family. She wants that connection. But then I would struggle, I would say like Miranda with her career, but then also love being myself. And that would be Samantha. So a little bit of everybody.
Everyone, yeah.
But that's what makes the cast so good.
Right.
How about out of your friends?
Oh.
Who would you, out of like what you do know, who's your best friend and who would they be?
I would say my friend that lives here at the moment. I don't want to call her out, but she definitely gives me Samantha vibes.
Yeah.
She's unapologetically her. She's always out in these New York streets having a good time. I live vicariously through her. Yeah. I'm so proud of her. She's really worked her way to be here. She got her bachelor's, went to Wharton and got her master's, and now she's in New York living her like her greatest life and her dreams. So I'm proud of her.
That's amazing. Yeah. I think it's another sign that you should move here.
I think so too.
I think.
What part should I live in?
I live in downtown, so I'm biased. I love downtown. It's an energy. It's beautiful. It's great. Katrina, she lives in Harlem.
Okay. How's Harlem?
Yeah, how's Harlem for you?
Harlem is great. Great vibe, great people, great food.
Okay. She's like, okay, girl. She knows how to get me.
Yeah, we got to be, foodies out here. It's important. Okay, so let's talk about Nani. Congratulations on all of the success.
Thank you.
Did you expect this?
Honestly, with every release, I try not to put the pressure and stress on myself on what to expect. I more so just want to be proud of the moment and proud of what me and my team accomplished. But I'm really grateful for what it has done because I didn't know what to expect. But with all the content I've been seeing, I went to OTA for the first time last night, and they was like singing it. It feels good, and I love that it's such a feel-good song. That was my goal, something cute and something for the summertime.
Wait, and you know what? I feel like it was so organic. Like, I felt like you teased it kind of like, hey, I've been in the studio, I've been working on it. You looked great in the video. And then I just think everybody was like, we want this. And I think, the label had to follow your lead on that because it was... Even the preview was so good.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm a genius. I promise I'm not. But I loved it when I heard the snippet. I'm all right.
I think you are.
I think I could just hear good songs, and I was like, ooh, I love this.
Well, that's why you're you.
Hey, I'm
Come
trying.
on. And do it.
I see girl energy right now.
I know that's right.
Okay, so is it a compliment if somebody says, oh, you got, that good Nani? Like, where are we going with this?
Like good energy?
Yeah, good energy. Do we replace it out with good energy?
Good vibes?
Yeah.
That Nani walk?
Yeah.
Swinging that body?
Yeah. Where did you come up with the word? What inspired this?
Foxy Brown.
I love Foxy.
Yeah. So Nani is definitely the daughter to the ill Nana. And that's where I got my inspiration from. Yeah. My mother loved Foxy Brown growing up. So I wanted to use a word that we're not really hearing these days, but, I wanted to put my own spin to it, and I like the uniqueness of it. So that's what made me use it.
Fox Boogie Brown. I loved Foxy so much. Now, have you had a chance to connect with her, or has she heard? What?
Yes, we DM sometimes.
Wait, does she like the song? Wait, hold on. This is like this is a moment.
Yeah, every time she DMs me, I kind of scream.
Wait.
Yeah.
And so she knows that the song is inspired by her.
Yeah, she posted a clip from an interview that I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I couldn't believe that she did it, but I'm happy that she did.
Is there any other moments in your career where, somebody complimented you or acknowledged your hard work and you're just like, this moment is incredible right now? Outside of Foxy, of course.
Outside of Foxy? You know what? I need to start writing these moments down because when they happen, I'm like, wow, this was a great moment. But when I'm put on the pressure to answer in the moment, my mind goes blank and I'm like, girl, what is wrong with you? But if it comes up to me later on in the interview, I'll
tell
share
me.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So in your song, here are some of the lyrics that I want to dissect a little bit. You're not worried about them hoes talking down because I'm, too up. I personally feel like you've gotten a lot of hate over the years. That's me, and you've always been kind and humble, and you're never going to focus on that. But you did address it being like negative propaganda. What is this and who's starting it? What is happening?
Who is the culprit?
Have you ever thought of how is this always the case? Or I won't say always, but it feels like that.
And I think that's what made Nani so special because when I had previewed it, there was just so much love and positivity around it. So I was like, thank you, God. My prayers have been answered.
What is there to say when you have so much success? Well, actually, people can say what they want to say, but I do feel like it's unnecessary hate. But I could be because I'm speaking from a place that I like you. I like your music. I like what you do. I know your hard work. So I do feel like sometimes you get a lot of unnecessary hate.
What I will say, I know it's made me stronger. It's made me more mentally tough. But it also just reminds me of just being an athlete. Being an athlete, I dealt with the same thing, but through hard work and consistency, there's reward in that. So I feel like as long as I remain focused and I know how I feel about myself, it's my job to focus my energy on positivity rather than negativity.
Yeah, but that's hard to do. All day, every day, that's tough.
It's hard, but it's a muscle. And it's a muscle that gets stronger daily once you begin to exercise it. Because now I'll read something and I'll either laugh or I'll be like, okay, whatever. But if it was me, even a couple months ago, a couple years ago, it would stay on my mind. But because I'm getting stronger every day mentally, I'm able to, shut that, shut that down. And I feel like that's what shut the negativity out when it needs to get shut out.
Do you remember a comment or something that hurt your feelings and you're just like, that's mean, and then you took that and it fueled you having thick skin today?
Every day.
God, the world is just, yeah.
But what I will say is one of my best freestyles came from feeling that way, because I remember when Tap In came out and everybody was kind of just minimizing the song to you know, a simple rhyme. And I was like, hold on, like, I know y'all saw my car raps, I know y'all saw what I've done before, but y'all just choose not to acknowledge it. So that's when Pretty Bitch Freestyle came out. And in Pretty Bitch Freestyle, I said, I ain't worried about a blog or a bitch.
Yeah. Speaking
on my moves like it's Snoozy with Stitch. So I feel like sometimes I'm able to alchemize my frustration or my anger, and I'm able to produce art that my fans love.
That's a skill. It's not easy. And just like, even if you're not in the public eye, just dealing with criticism and feeling, you know, I always wonder if I grew up in this day and age, like at 15 years old, on social media, constantly getting feedback, whether it's good or bad, right? But all that pressure that's constant, I don't think it's healthy. That's just me. What do I know? I'm not a therapist, but I feel like this can't be how it is.
But good. Just going back to even like my athlete days, I feel like being an athlete really got me prepared to be a public figure, because so I played volleyball, I ran track. At those volleyball games, fans talk shit, and you have to like mentally block them out, and you have to focus on the game. So I'm grateful that my parents put me into sports, because it makes you want to compete at a high level, and the territory of like talking and people, you know, doubting you, you're able to experience that through sports. And with that, I don't take things so personally, because I realize that there will always be constructive criticism or negativity or just opinions, period.
Yeah.
And you know, like, they're doing their job. So I have to let them do their job, and I'm going to do mine.
You know what? That makes sense. Because I look at like Colin, obviously we've been together for a long time, and he's never bothered by anything, not a comment, not being blackballed by the league. Not, like, he is never frazzled. Like, it doesn't, and I'm always like, how? Me, I'm always in my feelings. I'm going to be honest. I'm like, oh, what? Even for people I care about, even when I feel like people are being, you know, unnecessarily mean to you, I'm like, God, why is this always happening? I think that's part of being an empath. But I do think athletes have a different mindset. And that's amazing that you're actually able to bring that in. I know you popped out for, it was the Japanese wrestling. Okay, so would you ever wrestle?
Girl.
You're an athlete.
Girl.
Wait, what? Fill me in. Is it?
Hold on. Them girls, I respect them so much, because from the audience point of view, obviously, like, they're doing what they're doing, and it's how they do it. And you think that maybe it may not hurt like it does. But when I went downstairs and I saw the behind the scenes, when you see them up close, those girls, they put their body through a lot, and I respect that. Like, they're really dedicated. I don't know if I could do that. I need a ball to be in place. I don't know if I can do direct contact.
Really?
No.
Was there something that surprised you that you're just like, I had no idea this is what happens?
I had no idea that their body takes a toll the way it does.
Right.
Yeah, because they look so fabulous, so glamorous, and they look good doing it.
Yeah.
And they do such a good job at their job. So, but seeing them up close and up in person, it made me realize how real it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. And you know what? We actually had the wrestler Mercedes Moné on the show, and fabulous in person and great. And it's just, but you don't really know the behind the scenes, because for a lot of times we hear, oh, wrestling isn't, you know, it's a little exaggerated. But then you see the bruising, you see what they go through, and real injuries happen.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if I want you to wrestle. Now that I think about it and I talk it out.
Yeah, I don't know, girl.
I don't know. I think we want to go on vacations, like what we talked about.
I'll stick with a volleyball.
Okay, so are you into the Olympics? Like, are you watching what's going to happen, track and fields? And
I see a little bit on Twitter, but I do want to watch the Olympics this year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite competition to watch? For me, it's gymnastics. I love when gymnastics are on.
You know, my little sisters are gymnasts, so growing up, we would always watch the gymnastics part.
No.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe why don't we focus on you being an athlete again? Let's just focus on.
I would love to do that, and I tell my team I would love to play like a what do you call it? An extracurricular sport, like on my downtime, but it seems like I never have the time.
Yeah. For sure. But like, you're busy. You're booked and busy. You're making, big songs, lots of success. I get it. Okay, so recently, Kehlani stopped by my show and she showed you love. And she was actually defending you against people who were trolling you for leaving a nice comment on her post. How did it make you feel that she defended you?
I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
And, I like what she does, which is why I commented a heart.
Right.
Yeah. So it's interesting that people would even take it that way.
For sure. And I think that's beautiful. And I thought the comment was cute. It was very cute.
I mean, I'm the type of person where I'm going to just show love regardless. What I like is what I like.
Yeah.
And I think she's dope. I think she's cool. And I really respect her art.
And you've always been that way. You've always showed love since the many years that I've seen you. And every time that I see you, I feel like there is an aura behind you that's beautiful to see.
Thank you.
I don't see it all the time. So it's so refreshing when you're here. You light up the room for sure.
Thank you.
We do have to ask about Pretty Music, the album. We've been waiting for this. What is going on? What is the holdup at this point?
I have to be honest with you. At first, I was frustrated with myself because I kept giving deadlines. I kept giving dates that I wasn't able to meet. I could have met them, but I don't think the music wasn't composed in the way that I wanted it to be. And the woman who I am now is not the woman who I was before. And I'm in a different mind space.
Ooh, okay.
I see a lot of things differently. So I'm happy that I waited because your debut album, in my opinion, really sets the tone for your career. And I had to figure out who I was as a woman, as an artist, as a human. And now I take my public messaging even more serious than I did before. And I feel like with this album, I will be that much more intentional. So I'm happy I waited.
Okay, so would you say that you're a perfectionist?
I would say I'm a perfectionist, but I think that was probably what I was striving for before, but now I'm striving for honesty and the truth.
Ooh. That's important.
Yeah.
When you said that who you are today is different than the woman you were before, what would you say has been the biggest evolution for you?
I would say always worried about what people are thinking about me. Always trying to come off in a way where everything was put together and perfect. But now I feel like I have more freedom as far as just being a human and realizing that although I do have my platform and I know that I'm responsible for what I do say and what I do, I'm allowed to have mistakes. And I think, well, I do know when I put myself in the mind state of you can have mistakes and it's okay and we'll figure it out later. I feel like I do a much better job. Even when I'm performing, I tell myself before I perform, girl, f it up, make a mistake. We learning. But then those are the shows that turn out the most, I feel like they're the most special. As compared to when I try to be perfect, I'm in my head the whole time.
That's right.
And then I don't even get to enjoy it because I'm in my head and I'm not giving the audience my 100% because I'm not in the moment.
Yeah. You're in your head. You're overthinking every little thing. Everything. Like the lighting, the this, my hair, my makeup, everything.
Yes.
And it really takes away from you actually even also enjoying the moment.
Absolutely.
Was there a moment that you wish you would have enjoyed more?
I would say the beginning of my career.
Yeah.
Because even when you say, I appreciate you for acknowledging, sometimes I get unnecessary, comments. I just think that the way I was treated in the beginning of my career, it took a lot of, it was really taxing on my mental health. Yeah. It made me not want to be as social as I am now. And it made me just like, it made me kind of scared.
Yeah.
Scared to put things out, scared to be myself, scared to just exist almost.
Yes.
Like in the public eye. Yeah. But now I feel like through my self-journey of self-reflection and reevaluating who I am on this earth, I think that because I'm happy with self, the outer chatter doesn't bother me as much as it used to. That's and sometimes it doesn't bother me at all. And those are the good days, and we got to count those.
Yeah. The good days matter the most, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we get a timeline? And I don't want you to feel any pressure at all, but where is Pretty Music as far as your debut album? We've been waiting for a while, but again, I get it. You want to show your evolution. It's completely understandable.
And I have to admit, I don't even know if that's the title anymore. I feel like Pretty Music has evolved into a movement. So it's a working title because my public messaging back then and still is, I felt like pretty is your energy. It's like Nani is your confidence, is your aura. And was always an acronym, which is why I kind of say it a lot. But just to remind the people out there, the B was for boss, the I was for independent, the T was tough, the C was for CEO, and the H was for hyphy because I'm from the Bay and I like having a good time.
Come on now.
Yeah. So, that's just my little propaganda right there. But in my heart, I feel like it's become a movement amongst my fans. But when I look at the songs that I do have, I want and I hope I discover or, create a title that really embodies the body of work rather than just, rather than a lifestyle title. Because Pretty Music, just like Icy and just like the other terms that I've used, I feel like it's more of a lifestyle, which a title for an album can be, but I really want it to be the premise for the public messaging of the project.
Yeah. Who's the one friend in your life that's like, all right, Saweetie, get out of your head. I need you just to enjoy this moment. And they're going to help center you.
I would say my cousins. People mistake them as my sisters, and they feel like my sisters. And I've always told them that I'm the honorary triplet. Because they're twins. Yeah. And as a child, I just would pray. I was like, why couldn't you make me the triplet? Yeah. But they feel like home to me. They know me. I love the relationships they have with themselves. I feel like they love themselves, and because they love themselves, they're able to then love me. And I feel like because of how special our relationship is, I feel like the advice they give me is the same advice they'd give to themselves. Yeah. So I trust them with my most intimate, most deepest, vulnerable moments.
Oh yeah. And that's important to have. That's something money can't buy. It's just so important for our souls to have that. That love is so unconditional. There's no judgment in it, and it's special. It helps you get through those dark days.
Absolutely.
It's not easy. What would you say has been the biggest hurdle for you in the music industry?
Myself.
Ooh.
Getting out of my head.
Yeah.
Because, yes, there are negative moments, but there's also a lot of positivity.
That's right.
So I'm learning how to refocus my energy and what I pay attention to and what I feed myself. And just being more conscious with what I read at times or what I decide to accept as the truth. Yeah. Because some of the things that are, a lot of the things.
A lot of things.
Sometimes I read things about myself and I'm just like, girl, you did that? And I'd be like, I didn't know I did that. And I'd be like, okay, I didn't know you did that either.
I love this whole conversation.
Right.
You did that? Okay.
But then even moments like that make me laugh at myself.
That's right.
But what really helps too is just giving the moment to God.
And just letting go.
Because I can't change nothing from behind my screen.
Yeah. Oh. And that gets so frustrating at times. I battle with that. And I felt when I saw you addressing people who were calling you a Nepo baby and saying that your success is because of nepotism, right? And to be honest, right, it's like, wait, just because you're related to someone doesn't automatically mean they're going to put you on. Period. Like, right? Like,
right.
what if they don't want to help you and they are related to you? But in general, I thought your response was very mindful. What made you want to share the ups and downs and, explaining, hey, I didn't have it like that and that's okay?
And just to touch on that moment, the reason why I wanted to speak about it is because I was really confused at the negativity that I was starting to receive because I told my truth of struggle. And I think that's when I just had to put my foot down, I didn't want to get catty or negative with anyone back, but I had to speak up for myself. I think speaking up for yourself is healthy from time to time on social media because you have to defend self. And if you love yourself, like if you love your best friend or whoever you're close to, wouldn't you protect them? So why not protect yourself? Oof. So in that moment, I was just protecting me.
Yeah. And you know what? I've heard this conversation. Tell me if you've heard this, but I forgot where I first took notice to it. But someone said, you don't want to betray yourself, right? To that point of, you don't.
That's so deep. Yeah.
Isn't that so deep?
It is.
Don't betray yourself. Protect yourself. So when you said that right now, it reminded me of that sentiment of we can't be the ones to betray ourselves and allow people, to say things. And it's not just say things, but to feel like, oh, did I share my truth? Did I not? Am I walking on eggshells? And I think it's actually great that you've shared your story. I think that's something as fans or people who are curious about you want to hear more of.
Right.
Which is one of the points when I was seeing your conversation with Kevin Hart and you were talking about your childhood and really getting a different insight on you.
Right.
We see the fame, we see the money, we see the success. Yeah. But hearing you say that you weren't as close to your parents in your childhood and that they apologized to you, I was like, what is happening? But you never know what somebody's going through.
Right.
What would you say for them? What did they apologize for? And what is something me as a mom I can learn to do?
Wow. That question is so special and so deep. But looking back to both of their apologies, I'll find a common, something that was common between them. But I would say just time. They were so worried about, supporting us, and they were young, so they had to do whatever they had to do to support me. But I think it was just time and attention. Yeah. My mom tells me now when she sees like little girls, she sees how much attention they need, and she just,
yeah, it's hard. Let's take a second.
Ooh, girl. I think moments like this sneak up on me because I think I'm not only in a vulnerable place with just my artistry, but just with myself. So emotions that I suppressed for so long, like when they pop up, I'm like, hold on.
Right. Yeah.
They're coming back.
I do feel, and I've been seeing more posts of you hanging out with your mother, right? And you see that connection. And it's like, it's a reminder that parents aren't perfect. And I'm now speaking as a parent, right? And so it's one of those things, damned if you do, damned if you don't, and the healing journey is important. And I'm so thankful that you shared that with Kevin Hart when you guys were having that conversation, because again, people don't know people's experiences and how that plays a part in who they are today. What's your favorite memory with your parents?
Being the passenger princess. They both have really good music taste. So I would just love our morning commutes over like, there was a time where I was living in Hayward but going to school in Palo Alto, and we would do a commute over the Dumbarton or the Bay Bridge and just listening to like 106 KMEL or 94.9 and me rapping the lyrics with my dad and me trying to see if I can rap more lyrics than him.
Wait, okay, so what's the go-to songs that you guys are going back and forth
I would say
on?
Two of our favorites was This Is a Slumper. And the other one was Grown Man. And I remember
the remix?
The remix. So remix.
Oh, yes.
So it's a funny story with that. So I remember I didn't know what a slumber was. And my dad he had big 808s in his truck. And he'd be like, my family calls me Diddy. He'd be like, Diddy. He was like, is this a slumper? And I'd be like, I was like, I don't know, no. And he goes, man, it's a slumper. So, because he had the big 808s.
Yeah.
But then fast forward, there was another morning when the Grown Man remix played. And he was like, Diddy, you be getting your Grown Man on? And because I had to no to the other question, I was like, yeah. He was like, no, you don't.
That's a beautiful memory.
Yeah, thank you for lightening up the mood.
Oh, yeah, no, listen, I understand. Did you have a favorite moment with your mom?
Yes, one of my favorite moments, well, I have two. So my mom would sometimes do night shifts. Mm-hmm. So during the day she would sleep, and I would take her heels, and I'd go to like, what's the section you share with the neighbors, like whatever that space is.
Whatever that space is.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking. Yeah.
But I would put the heels between my hands, and I would like click on the outside. And she'd wake up, Diamante, you got my sandals out there? You got my heels out there? Like, bring my shoes back in. And then another one is her cooking crab. She loves crab more than me.
I don't think that's possible.
Girl, yes. And she can cook it like she cooks it from scratch. I mean, it's not that hard, but her crab tastes really good.
Okay, but when you say it's not that hard, for us who can't cook, that is probably hard.
I mean, you steam in the crab, season it with some garlic butter. I think you're straight.
Yeah, get it done.
Yeah.
I love these memories. That's beautiful. And, because I've lived in the Bay Area, I understand that commute. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of songs that you got to get through. Uh-huh. You and your dad going back and forth.
Right.
Okay, wait. So your dad was a bodyguard for MC Hammer? Mm-hmm. Is this true?
For a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so did you ever meet Hammer? Did he give you any advice?
So as a child, I was around him, but he was a celebrity, and I was a quiet little girl, so I'd be excited to just be around. But I more so had a relationship with his daughter, and her birthday is actually 5 days after mine.
What? Happy belated birthday to her.
Mm-hmm. So how this came about is his family started to attend my grandmother's church, and in my grandmother's church, she has 7 boys. Her third eldest is my dad. So because our families became close through the church, he then hired my dad and my uncle to come on tours and, be a bodyguard.
So cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so... has your dad ever shared any stories, anything?
Yes.
Okay. I know what that look was. I got it. Noted. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool, though. Mm-hmm. And Hammer at that time, I mean, this is... Mm-hmm. larger than life superstar, global superstar.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, let's dissect more lyrics from Nani. Okay? Mm-hmm. If I double back, he's overpaying not to lose me. Mm-hmm. Okay, so are you open to spinning the block? Working things out with an ex?
As I get older, if a mistake is able to be fixed, I'm open to addressing the situation and hearing both sides separately and not talking over each other and coming to a conclusion. And if we're able to come to something where we both feel comfortable, then maybe I can.
Wow, this is growth right now.
Girl,
that is, let me say.
I'm telling you, I shaved my head. I thought it was going to solve my problems. I got more problems. And it was like,
it's okay.
It like jump-started my journey of, you can call it a spiritual awakening. I felt like I had already began that, but it really made me like self-reflect and just reevaluate my relationships with all people, romantically, relationships with my friends, family, peers, coworkers.
Oh, yeah.
It made me want to have more meaningful and intentional relationships.
Did you find yourself letting go of previous friendships that you had and now using that energy instead to have more depth with, let's say, your cousins or spending more time with people that you actually love and connect with?
So I have a 2-part answer to that. It made me forgive past relationships, whether they were romantic or not, it made me forgive those relationships so that I didn't have any internal animosity. I was able to forgive them, you know, mentally and spiritually, but maybe not face to face, but I was able to let that energy go. And then also when I spend time with people, I really live in the moment. Like, I be looking at them, what they wearing, what are they eating, how is your life? Like, and what about your life has made your life, you know? I become really nosy.
Yeah, I love that though. That means you're curious. You're invested in someone else. And that's important. That's a beautiful place to be, but that takes growth.
It does. And living in the moment, especially when, at least for me, where being on the phone is interesting. You know, you have Twitter, you have all of the apps. Because there's so many interesting things in your phone, and because it was so habitual for me to go to my phone when I wanted to be entertained, I find myself putting my phone down, like intentionally putting my phone down, like, okay, you're with your friends or you're with da-da-da, ask them a question, you know, get the conversation started. So that has helped me be more present, just being more self-aware of how much I'm on my phone.
Yeah, and it's hard because, to be honest, a lot of times that's how we escape things we're going through.
Right.
We need that distraction.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just celebrated your birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
I felt like we were all part of your birthday party because it was so lavish and it was so beautiful. And, you know, I was seeing that YG had posted photos wishing you a happy birthday. What would you say has been the hardest part of being in a relationship that's in the public eye?
I think for me, especially when it comes to dating, when the media announces a relationship before I do.
Ooh.
Because, you know, even when normal people date, and to me, like, I'm still a normal person, but I do have that microscope on me as a celebrity. But even when, you know, people on a day-to-day date, if they're just dating, they're not posting right away.
Yeah.
You know, like, people aren't just, you know, posting the first, second, third, or fourth, fifth, even sixth, seventh, eighth, not 10th. You know, like, they're waiting for the time when they're ready to share it. So I think that sometimes when things come out before I expect them to, I just think it's not fair. Because if I'm having a moment with this person whoever I'm involved in, like, I want to be the one to announce to the world. You know, I want it to be on my terms. But as public figures, celebrities, athletes, actors, actresses, you know, they make a lot of money from
your life,
from my life, from our life.
Yeah.
Not just me. It's not a personal thing.
No. Right.
Yeah. So
it's hard.
It comes with the territory.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as a human, you know, you want to date.
Yeah. You want to be in love. You want to have feelings.
Right.
Sure.
You're gonna have a life, but sometimes the media is just being the media.
Yeah. And it's a lot of prying and it's a lot of questions. Let's talk about a cute public moment. Okay, so YG's performing. It was Rolling Loud. You're on stage with him and he's like, I love you. And you obviously say it back, but okay, was this planned? Were you, when you walked backstage, you're like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm a bit, you know, this threw me off a little bit. It was a cute moment.
To be honest, that moment is a little spotty because anytime I'm on stage, I'm just in the moment and I kind of realize what happens after the moment through like videos and photos. So I think I was just so happy to be in front of like the crowd that way that I just did whatever I did in that moment.
Yeah. You know, it's so funny. I've seen you perform at Summer Jam, and this is true, everything you're saying, because you killed it on stage. You walk off stage, and I'm like, you did so good. But you were so laser focused. Like, I can tell you were in a different dimension in that moment. So I absolutely get what you're saying right now, because I saw it firsthand. Not that you weren't like acknowledging me, but you were smiling but you were in a different place. 100%.
It's moments like that where I know the show went good. Because if I'm able to tell you, like if I'm able to speak after my show, that means that I probably did it really tap into the creative magic that I can tap into, because when I'm on stage, I literally go somewhere else. I don't even, like, sometimes I watch my clips and I be like, girl, you did that? I'm like, oh my gosh, like, that was me. Like, I feel like a proud mom or like a proud friend watching myself. So what I will say about that moment, I know that it was special because when I got off the stage, I wasn't even able to process what happened.
Yeah, for sure. That's beautiful. It goes back to the conversation we were having in the beginning, is that if you did remember every little thing, that means you're in your head.
Right.
Which is what we don't want. How was auditioning for your roles on Grownish? And what was the hardest part of auditioning? Because, like, for a lot of us, we don't even know what that looks like. Do you go in a room and everyone's staring at you and you're reading off this paper?
So I auditioned for BMF.
Okay.
And I was really excited to audition for BMF because typically roles are just given to me. But I had told my agent, I said, this year I'd like to expand to more roles. I don't want to always just be the musician because I'm her every day. So because I'm requesting for roles that are outside of what I typically do, I have to audition.
Yeah.
So I'd be excited. I'd be like, okay, let me go self-tape.
Okay, wait, so you practice self-taping and everything.
I self-taped, and then I had to do another round of auditions for the producers.
How was it? Were you nervous?
Because it was Zoom, my nerves weren't as intense as they would have been if I was in the room with them.
Okay, is there a scene that would make you nervous? Like, if, let's say, here you are, you just got cast for your dream role. Is there a scene you're like, oh, I would have to work on this a little bit more before I start doing this part?
Probably an emotional scene, because I get really uncomfortable crying in front of people.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's a sign of progress with my emotions. So it's a double-edged sword. I'm happy that I'm able to get back in contact with my emotions. However, I'm just not as comfortable crying in front of people. But I'm getting,
You're getting there.
I'm getting there.
Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah. What would be your dream role? Let's manifest this.
I want to be a supervillain. And I want to do my own stunts.
Ooh.
Yes.
I heard you get paid more when you do your own stunts.
Really?
Yes.
Well, let me tell my team that.
We want more stunts.
Just put that in the contract.
That would be amazing. Do you see more of that?
I would love to see more of that. After I drop my album, I would like to audition for roles that require more of my time. And I definitely foresee myself being a part of like a major enterprise. And I'd like for that enterprise to be involved with like action, stunts, and, just great storytelling.
Oh, for sure. And you know what? That's one thing I do feel like people recognize. Your work ethic is different. It's out of this world. And again, it's coming from a person that has watched your journey from the beginning. And for people who may not know this, you work extremely hard.
Thank you.
And to be honest, because you go so hard, there were times I was concerned about you. Are you taking a vacation? Are you relaxing? And that's important. And I hope you are, because you work really hard, It's tough. You're here to work, right? Like right now, you're working.
But also I had to ask myself, why do I like working so hard?
The growth is happening.
Right. And once I was able to identify why, I requested more. I now will request more off days because I can now enjoy an off day in peace without trying to work.
Okay, so why were you working so? What did you find?
Because I wasn't happy. But now, like, through identifying like the root of why I wasn't happy, I am now able to be happy on my off days because now I know what to do instead of running to work to relieve to temporary relieve an emotion with a Band-Aid. So I now love my self-care days. I'll go get a massage. I'll go see a chiropractor. Girl, yes.
Wait, Is it unlocking
Girl,
something in you?
I am an advocate for going to the chiropractor because after that, I slept for 14 hours.
Stop it.
Yeah, so it made me realize that I was being tense as I was sleeping. So I wasn't really getting proper sleep because my body was so tense.
But this makes sense. You're an athlete on top of all this. So
And I store a lot of stress in my back.
how did they know this? Can they just feel this?
Girl, I got the right girl, and she crack, 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 pop.
Wow.
Girl, she...
But all this like learning and just seeing where you're at today, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And it's a work in progress. We're all work in progress, right? Like we're never going to be at a place where we're just healed in life. We're just going to continue this journey.
But I have something to say about that. I feel like we're either stagnant or a work in progress because the younger me, I felt like she was stagnant because I wasn't working on myself. So what was I doing? I was living I was the same person over and over and over again, getting the same results. So one day I had to become a work in progress because I had to grow. I'm like, we're not going to be hurt no more.
What was that breaking point for you?
I would say it was multiple things, publicly and privately. A lot of things weren't going in a direction that I felt was healthy. And for me, like, I like love. I like being happy. I like good relationships with all people. And, certain things, whether if it was like business or with, family or friends, things just wasn't adding up. And when the math ain't mathing, you got to reevaluate,
That's right.
Because 2 + 2 did not equal 5. But if it keeps turning out to a different number, I'm like, okay, maybe the problem is self.
Ooh.
So,
Gosh. I can't wait to see everything you're going to do.
thank you.
And thank you for being so honest and vulnerable. And, it's not easy to do this. And it's not easy to share your feelings on songs and just every day what you're going through and having a conversation where we talk about, important topics, right?
And tough conversations.
Oh, it's tough.
But what I will say, and I stand on this, some of my toughest conversations this year actually built stronger relationships with people who matter to me.
And nothing can replace that.
And nothing can replace that.
I got goosebumps, man. I'm happy for you because to get to that point is hard. It takes a lot of, shedding of old ways and thinking and like challenging yourself to be uncomfortable.
And also getting your ego and your pride out the way. Oh,
Would you say
gosh.
ego and pride's been hard for you?
I think my ego and my pride has allowed me to. It could either it's protected me, but a lot of times it's hindered me. Like, well, I'm not going to speak up about this because I know they're wrong, or I'm not going to apologize because I feel a way about this. But sometimes now I'm just like, why not apologize? Even if I don't feel like I was wrong, because sometimes people have their walls up and they don't even realize why they have their walls up. So I'll come, especially if I care about you, I'll come and I'll be like, you know what? I apologize. Even if it was something small, I apologize for this. Do you understand how people appreciate that and the human pops out?
Yeah.
And they be like,
Yeah.
you know what? I apologize too.
I'm apologizing because you're apologizing or we're apologizing.
Yeah, and it comes from a genuine place because I'm able to come calm, level-headed. It's not in the moment of what have made both of us, irritated or frustrated. And we're born into. I read somewhere we're born into this world with love. We learn like the negative emotions later.
Yeah,
Like deep down inside, we all just want to be happy.
that's it.
So it costs nothing to have a conversation. And sometimes those conversations only last 30 seconds. And the next question is, you trying to go get some food? And I'll be like, yeah, I'm trying to go get some food. What you want to eat?
When was the last time someone apologized to you?
It's happened recently. But I think it's happened because I'm approachable. Because I think there is a version of me. I think this version can pop out where I'm defensive, so I may not be as approachable as I am if I'm just calm and just ready to receive a conversation. Yeah, I think because I'm in a much more calmer state, people feel comfortable coming to me and starting those conversations now.
Yeah, it's receiving.
Yeah.
People can feel that you're open to receiving that. And you know, that conversation again is not easy.
And also, I'm learning not to cut people off because sometimes I'll not agree with what they say, but I can't tell them what their experience was. So I be having to be quiet, but I be taking notes, or I'll take notes in my phone of things I don't agree with, and then I'll bring it up later. When it's my turn to speak.
I love this. Wait, has anyone ever thought, like, why are you on your phone? I'm talking to you right now. Pay attention to me. And you're like, no,
sometimes I have a notebook, so they know what
a notebook of, I'm going to come back to point two.
Yes.
You know what you just said? I'm coming back to that.
Mm-hmm.
But does it work? I might have to take this.
No, it does, because I think when
it.
people see you actively listening, they appreciate that. And then when it's your time to go, they won't cut you off.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What would you say is one word to describe who you are as an artist and who you are personally?
Oh, wow. I would say a prism.
A prism. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you say that is for you personally or as an artist?
Both.
Both.
Like when I see myself, I see like, you know, when the light reflects through glass and you see all those colors, and if it hits it right, you'll see a little bit of like diamonds. That's what I think of when I think of myself.
That's a beautiful way to see yourself. You can't betray that, right?
Absolutely not.
We got to keep that pact. We can't betray ourselves.
And it's a daily thing you have to think
right.
about.
Oh, yeah. It's hard work.
Girl, because even when I'm looking at the hot Cheetos, I've gotten so good with not eating like snacks I shouldn't be eating. Because I'm just like, intentionally eat the things. This may sound bad, but if you know it's not good for you, like, don't just do it because you feel like it. Look at it and be like, you know what? I'm going to have that, and then that's it. So, you know, if I want some hot Cheetos, maybe I might eat 2 or 3 instead of 2 or 3 bags. But it comes down to like the little things too.
It is.
It's the little things that matter.
Well, I feel like I'm going to break everything that we've talked about today. Please don't be upset. We brought snacks. It's a belated birthday present that we brought for you. And,
Girl, I got cheat days.
Okay. I was like, no, sweetie, don't be mad at us. We got you some goodies.
Oh, what'd you get me?
We got you just, you know, some snacks.
Oh, see? But you know.
Oh, boy. Eat 2 or 3 of the Cheetos.
Oh, but you know what I be doing now?
Huh?
My friends laugh at me. I'll suck the hot Cheeto, and then I'll suck the
spice.
And
Yeah.
then I'll throw the Cheeto away. And that's my way of being kind of healthy.
I'm part of this plan right now.
Right.
Okay, so I apologize in advance, but your team was so gracious enough to tell me some of your favorite snacks.
No, I love this. And I was just facetious when I was saying the hot Cheeto example. But, you know, when you are loving yourself, you start to think about what you put into your body, what you're listening to, what you're watching. And I just be more mindful. But don't get it wrong. I still eat my chips. But I eat it when I'll be like, I had a great day. I'm about to rest. Let me enjoy these hot chips.
Good.
I'm going to reward myself.
Good.
But if I'm just like being lazy at home, binge watching, like, I have to, no, girl, like eat some fruit. There has to be a balance.
Eat the fruit
Eat
first.
the fruit.
Do you like candy at all? Because for me,
Yes.
I love Gushers. Like
The strawberry ones?
I love strawberries, but I also like Have you tried the sour Gushers? It is
maybe once
sweetie.
or twice.
It's so good. I Instacart just packs of it.
Wait, but
promise.
have you tried freezing your Gushers?
No. You have unlocked something in me.
Because it turns into like a popsicle, and then when it gets soft, it turns into the Gusher.
Wait, does that limit you eating the whole bag at once? Because I need help.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, because it's really tasty. You get the cold experience, and then it gets warm, and then it turns into the Gusher.
I promise you, I'm not just saying it. I'm going to show you my Instacart right now. You're going to be like, Nessa, there's a problem. Like, it's literally packs on packs of Gushers. Okay, I got work to do. I'm going to be eating the Gushers while I'm not betraying myself. That's the win.
No, we got to reward ourselves.
Reward.
You know, we can't just do it just to do it.
Yes.
We can't be gluttonous.
Right. Okay, tonight I'm just going to eat it like 2 or 3 of them.
Girl, y'all was just playing.
You know, I was going to say 2 or 3 bags, but I'm trying to make it sound good right now.
All right.
Congratulations on Nani. Congratulations on all of your success. I'm so proud of you. And I do hope you live in New York for a little bit.
I would
Switch
love
it up
to,
a bit.
but I want to be out here. People think that I'm only going to come for like
Fashion Week.
Like when it's hot or like the fall, but I want to experience every season.
It's life-changing. And I'll be here. And I will have gushers and chips ready for you when you decide
And I'll
to
have
do
the
it.
crab legs.
I'm there. Say less. Thank you so much, sweetie, for being here and being open. We missed you. It's been too long. And anytime you're in New York, please come by.
Thank you, Nessa.
Of course.